Welcome to our online classes. Today we are going to discuss a literary term, metaphor. The English word metaphor was originated from the Greek word metaphora, which means to transfer or to carry over. Metaphor is a figure of speech that imaginatively draws a comparison between two unrelated things. It does this by stating that thing A is thing B. Through the method of equation, it contains an implied comparison. Metaphors are used to make a direct comparison between two things, persons, and places. For example, but soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. These lines occur in the play Romeo and Juliet, written by William Shakespeare. This is one of the most famous metaphors in all of English literature. Obviously, Juliet is not literally the sun, or Romeo would burn to death. The effect of using metaphor here is similar to the effect of simile, but stronger. Because Romeo does not insert comparing words into his line, we get the sense that he is really stunned by Juliet's beauty. She is, for him, just as radiant as the sun. One of the most famous examples of metaphor in the English language comes from William Shakespeare's As You Like It. In it, the playwright writes, all the words are stage, and all the men and women are merely players. Shakespeare is comparing the world to a stage by saying one is the other. However, he doesn't believe the world is a literal stage. The comparison is rhetorical. By comparing the world to a stage and the people in the world as players on it, he is inviting us to think about the similarities between the two, and by extension, the meaning of human nature and our place in the world. How does a metaphor differ from a simile? Simile and metaphor both are figures of speech that draw resemblances between two things. Unlike metaphors, similes use like and as to create the comparison directly. This is the most basic requirement of a simile, and it is an easy one to notice. A simile is often more obvious than a metaphor because of the use of like or as. These two words act as flags to indicate to readers that the comparison is a simile. For example, life is like a highway. This is simile. But if you say life is a highway, then you are putting a metaphor in motion. Metaphor versus simile. Simile. Mike is like a teddy bear. Mike is as soft as a teddy bear. Metaphor. Mike is a teddy bear. Second example. Simile. That boy is like a pig. Simile. That boy is as messy as a pig. Metaphor. That boy is a pig. Here I am giving some common examples of metaphor. Example number 1. Metaphor. All the worlds are stage. Simile. All the world is like a stage. Example number 2. Metaphor. My heart is a lonely hunter. Simile. My heart is like a lonely hunter. Example number 3. Metaphor. She was a wildfire of rage. Simile. In her rage, she was as deadly as a wildfire.